Before we get started, the topic of this video is what to do when you get pulled over with roadside sobriety tests. Hi, I'm Erin Zettle. I'm a Family Literacy Center board member and a licensed attorney in the state of Michigan. I practice criminal law. We are creating these informational videos to help inform our students about certain legal issues. This legal advice is general advice. It isn't addressing any specific legal problem. It's also valid as of December of 2023. Laws change all the time. So, you get pulled over for drunk driving or driving under the influence or anything like that. There are sobriety tests that the police may make you do. Putting your finger to the end of your nose, walking heel to toe. Most of those sobriety tests have little to no scientific value. What those sobriety tests are actually used for is for the officer to engage with you in conversation and to watch how you do on those tests. I mean, stone cold sober, inside a room, a well-lit, warm room, I could not do a heel-toe walk if I wanted to. You are perfectly free, if you choose to decline to do any of those sobriety tests. And you can do that if you choose to. A safer idea, because most officers have body cam videos on, is to very clearly let the officer know any physical limitations you may have, and to make sure that you talk about any limitations of the environment before you perform those tests. Because your attorney eventually will be watching that body cam video. So for instance, if the roadside is very rocky, you can say to the officer, is there another place to do this heel-toe walk? This is really rocky. Or you can say, hey, I had knee surgery, or I'm really tired and it's not very well lit here. Is there a safer place to do this? There are two sobriety tests that we need to talk about specifically. One is the PBT. That's the breath test that they give you on the side of the road. If you decline to do that PBT, there is a ticket because we have an implied consent law in the state of Michigan. When you get your driver's license, you are consenting to do these certain sobriety tests. If you refuse to take the PBT, you will get a ticket. But the big one is this. If the officer at any point takes you back to the jail to do the breathalyzer, the big blow in the jail, or if that officer asks you to consent to a blood draw at the hospital because he thinks you're under the influence of a controlled substance, and you refuse to do either of those two tests, that is a violation of the state's implied consent law, and you will lose your license. Not for a little while. You will lose your license. Your license will be suspended. And by suspended, it means you don't drive at all. Not to the doctor's office, not for an emergency, not to work. You don't drive at all. Your license is suspended. It's a hard suspension, and there is no hardship appeal, which means you can't go to any court and say, hey, oh my God, I really, really, really need my license because I'm on dialysis. There is no hardship appeal. So if you are asked by an officer, hey, I think that you are driving under the influence, will you come to the hospital and consent to a blood draw? Your answer is yes, or there will be consequences. Additionally, by the time they're asking you if you'll consent to a blood draw, they have probable cause to go get a warrant to get your blood. So you saying, no, I won't consent is not going to stop that blood from being drawn. All it's going to do is compound the legal problems that you already have. So that's my provisos on sobriety tests. Wrapping up, here's another standard lawyer disclaimer. This isn't specific legal advice. If you have a legal problem, please consult an attorney. Most lawyers have free consultations.